Hi everybody, today we are looking at the Kbear. This is the Kb06. This is a triple driver, 3 drivers each side, 6 drivers in all. Hybrid. It's got 2 balanced armatures and 1 dynamic per side. Taking a look at the specs here. 3.5 millimeter connection, 0.75 millimeter QDC connector, 2-pin. 7 to 40,000 hertz, 24 ohms, 111 decibels, and that's basically the information on the package. This one's been out a while. Wow, these are some strong magnets. You can like literally not put these together like I usually do with some IEMs, maybe because the size is a little on the small side. These are quite comfortable in the air. They're tiny, sticky star tips. It comes with the Starline tips, easily replaced. There you see it's a plastic nozzle, but with the balanced armatures right there in the nozzle. Big dynamic driver right there. And just this little shower head type filter over the nozzle itself. And see if I can do this with Starline tips. Sometimes with plastic nozzles it's a little harder, but we got it back on. So overall, as you see, the 2-pin little vent there for that dynamic driver, letting some air in and out. Pretty greenish blue color. Simple, nice, really honestly like the simple, nice looks of the faceplate. Unusual shape, kind of like almost like a teardrop shape. So comfort-wise, seal-wise, these provided a very good, comfortable seal. I can't put these together, I guess. The seal was very good. They were quite comfortable. The star tips are okay. I mean, they're obviously not the greatest, but they're far from the worst tips that are on the market. You can also invert them, like on the video that I showed before. Inside you get a package of different size Starline tips, or star tips, depending on what you want to call them. You get a registration for your warranty, user's guide, standard stuff. You get a cable in the package. Not really bad for a stock cable. It's a decent thickness. It seems to behave. It's got metal fittings, so that's better than average. And it's got a nice microphone with this kind of groove thing and the push button there. You see the QDC connector, 2-pin connectors. So not a bad stock cable. Obviously stock cables are stock cables, and unless you spend a lot of money, you're not getting like a really fancy one. Now overall, the sound on these really was interesting. These are great for like electronic and pop music. Really nice signature, kind of a smooth V-shaped signature. Some decent bass there. Honestly, overall, these reminded me of the TRN BA5, only with a little bit deeper bass. The bass isn't overpowering, but definitely it kicks in, and you can hear it on music that needs bass. So it's kind of a fun sounding signature, but it's also smooth at the same time. Vocals seem to be pretty good. They have a nice richness to them, a nice warmth to them. And the highs don't get overly sparkly. They definitely stay where they should. They reach that point, and they seem to be very nice, considering that the BAs are right there at your ear. There's a push in the upper mids and the lower treble. Doesn't get shouty unless it's a really poor recorded track. Then you could say that basically for any IAM that has a signature similar to this. Soundstage was actually decent. It was had a decent width to it, and imaging was good. It had some really nice details to it. Overall, for the price, these have been out for a long time, and they're starting to make a comeback for some reason, and I can see why. I did miss these the first time around, but the second time around, I'm glad I took a listen to these. These are a really nice triple driver earphone, or 6 driver as in all. very little. As you see, I just dropped them. They're very, very small profile. Very nice build quality here too, by the way, this solid metal backplate. They look nice with the green and everything. They're kind of unique looking. You don't see this shape too often. You always see the guitar pick shape or something else. This shape was unique, and I really like the way they look, and I like the way they sound. They actually had some decent sound quality. I think these are you can get these for 30 or under right now. So they're a budget IAM triple driver, some really really good. It's kind of a smooth, wide V-shaped signature to these. Decent for electronic music, decent for a lot of popular music. Should be good with basically everything, to be quite honest. Um, and the closest thing that I could, think of signature-wise would be if you took the BA5 from TRN and you added just a little bit more sub bass, a little bit more bass punch to them, and that's what these sound like to me. That's my opinion. Maybe they sound different to you, but at least to me, that's what I think they sound like. So in that fact, since I do like the BA5s, I would totally recommend these for somebody for the price. I'll leave a link down below to where you can get these. Really nice. I'm really glad I actually tried these. There's a few that I missed, and I'll try to go back and find the ones that I missed. But overall, it's a nice product. Definitely, I can definitely recommend these, especially for 30 bucks. I know that's a very competitive field, but these just sound so pleasant, and you can use these for a long time without, the bass being overly boomy in your ears and stuff, and the highs burning through your skull. So for that fact, decent cable with a microphone, which I do use going out, but I would never use a microphone because of the amp. If you use balanced cables, and you use the microphone, it makes it echoey, so you can't really use that with that kind of setup. But I would recommend the cable for being out because it takes calls and it does a decent job of taking calls. It was tested and the calls were clear enough. And with that, I'm just going to take one more closer look at this because I just really dislike that shape. You don't see that too often. This has been the Kbear. This is the Kb06 6 driver hybrid earphone, roughly around $30. Thank you so much for watching.